Ugh. Rolling Stone polled top guitarists and other experts to get a list of the 100 greatest guitar players of all time. And although the usual suspects are there, like Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck, it's more striking who else is on there, and even more striking who is not even mentioned on a list like this. Again, this is the list of the 100 greatest guitarists of all time, not a list of the artsy singer-songwriter who also happens to play guitar. Now, you have your own favorite guitarists, players that you really love. I have my own. But I don't really listen to Jimi Hendrix, and I'm not particularly influenced by Jimi Hendrix, but I do acknowledge he is one of the guitar greats, and he belongs on a list like this, even though he's not one of my favorites. Again, the obvious players are there, like David Gilmour, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Santana. But you know who else is on this list? Peter Buck! Who? The guitarist for REM. Thurston Moore is on this list. What, you've never heard of him? Well, he's the guitar player for Sonic Youth. Yes, that's right. Players like this are on the same list as Santana. So who is not on this list? Here we go. Eric Johnson, Grammy Award winning, numerous Grammy nominations, the player that many guitar heroes of today admit that is their guitar hero. This guy's been playing since the 70s. And today, still out there writing music and touring. He's influential to so many guitar players for that reason, because they acknowledge he is one of the masters of guitar. Alan Holdsworth is not on this list. Alan, who was a guitar hero to Eddie Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen is on this list of 100s, which he should be, but even Eddie Van Halen's own guitar hero is not on this list. Again, like Eric Johnson, many guitar heroes say, yeah, Alan Holdsworth is one of the greatest. That is something that none of us can cop because he is so great, he was so good, you can't imitate him. Joe Satriani is not on this list of 100 greatest guitar players of all time. Again, numerous Grammy Award nominations, 15 to be exact. Joe has been consistently writing albums and touring since the 80s, decades worth, and has a huge influence on guitar playing. He should be on a list of the greatest because what he did with instrumental guitar music totally revolutionized and reinvigorated the guitar back then in the early 80s. A lot of us guitar players especially rock guitar players, we owe a lot to Joe Satriani. And there's only one female on this list, it's Bonnie Raitt. But shockingly, who they did not put on there was Jennifer Batten. Jennifer was a longtime session guitarist for Michael Jackson, and she's killer. She is a kick-ass guitarist, and she is a huge influence and role model for a lot of these younger female guitar players that are out there right now. Dave Mustaine is not on there, and the reason why I bring it up, because I wouldn't put Dave up there in the top 100, but Rolling Stone does have James Hetfield and Dimebag Darrell in there on the list of the top 100 greatest guitarists of all time. If you have Hetfield and you have Dimebag Darrell, they're all cut from the same cloth. They are huge and greatly influential in the world of heavy and thrash metal. So it doesn't make any sense to put James Hetfield and Dimebag Darrell, but no Dave Mustaine. Hello, Wes Montgomery isn't on there. Now, I'm stretching a little bit. It's arguable whether you want to put somebody like Wes on the top 100. But come on, Wes Montgomery compared to the guitar player from REM? Yeah, Wes Montgomery belongs in there way more than the guitarist for REM. Yngwie Malmsteen is not on there. I'm not a huge fan of Yngwie Malmsteen, but I have to admit that he has a huge influence on that whole scene of shred guitar. He definitely reinvented that kind of music with his neoclassical thing and his love for classical music and Paganini. He certainly brought something to the table. Now, personally, I don't think I would have him on the top 100, but if you're gonna have the guitar player for Sonic Youth, but not Yngwie Malmsteen, oh, please. Marty Friedman isn't on there. Now I'm starting to show a little bit of my bias, because I really do think Marty is up there with one of the greatest of all time. But if your list of 100 greatest guitarists of all time is going to include Jay Masix, the guitarist for Dinosaur Jr., but not Marty Friedman, oh, give me a break. Kurt Cobain and Joni Mitchell are on a list of the 100 greatest guitarists of all time, but not Eric Johnson? We are doomed, people. Doomed. Again, this is the list of the 100 greatest guitarists of all time. And I try to be fair and not include more obscure guitarists who are really kick-ass. Guthrie Govan is an absolutely incredible player. But for now, I don't know if he should be on a list of the 100 greatest of all times. But who knows, 20, 30 years, he might have to be included in something like this. But I want to hear from you. I have a link down below in the description of this Rolling Stone list of 100 greatest guitarists of all time. Take a look at it. Who do you think is missing from this list? And who do you think is on this list, but it's absolutely ridiculous to put them on the same list with the likes of Gilmour, Clapton, B.B. King, Albert King? Let me know in the comments. I really want to hear from you. I appreciate you watching. If you found this video entertaining and valuable, please like and subscribe to the Saint Luminus channel. You can also find my own music down below in the description.